We've been actively working on the white car pretty hard the last couple months. In 2024 with racing, we've ran some pretty good times earlier in the year, but we've had some stuff that's been wearing out on the car left and right, and we've had to replace. And today we're going to be stuffing our motor full of rope, and you're about to find out why. Starting out right. So we got our things all pretty much set up here. We're gonna have to take the spark plug out, and we're not checking our compression. We're just gonna be filling the cylinder up with air so we can keep that valve up. Because what we got going on today is we got to take these springs out. When I had the head off and I had the head gaskets replaced, which did really well with the retorquing and everything, it's held like 20 plus pounds of boost. We seem to think that maybe we missed the calculation on the springs and maybe they were showing signs of wearing out. We should have had them replaced then. But we were on really short time. We were in the middle of like 3 or 4 races, and you know how it is. You know, let's check it while it's there. How many times have you said, well, while we're here, we're just gonna replace this and we're gonna replace this. And then next thing you know, your shit's sitting on jack stands for like 3 years and you didn't even fix it. We're gonna make sure that the motor's top dead center, and we're gonna take these 2 rockers off real quick, these Harlan Sharps, and then we're gonna get these springs out and check the height. And we're gonna head over to Dave Dahlk over at the machine shop, and we're gonna get them checked. In order for you guys to understand what happened, let me take you back to the dyno real quick. It's been 2 years since we've messed with these valve springs.
Power's doing fine, boost is doing fine, and then all of a sudden power starts to fall off and boost goes up. It's not processing the air. Then power's fallen off so far, then boost takes a dump because the motor's not making enough exhaust anymore.
That's definitely a culprit of valve float and valve train issues. Since we haven't touched them in more than 3 years, there's a good chance they might just be worn out. But we're about to find out. I did a video on this when this motor was in the black car, probably about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, when we were making turbo power with this motor. So we're gonna check to make sure we're at top dead center. I'm pretty sure that's where the piston's at. And I can feel it right there, which is just fine. Just use the pencil to make sure I didn't scratch anything on the piston. Let me go ahead and get these rockers off, and then we'll talk about what we're gonna do to fill that thing full of rope. We have our compression tester here, and we're gonna just stick it right here, and just goes in just like a spark plug does. This will allow us to fill this cylinder full of air. Now we got to get these springs off, so we got to pressurize the cylinder first. What'll happen is the air compressor will fill the cylinder full of air, and you'll hear it when I connect it. And then when I use my hand tool to go ahead and remove these springs, I just bought this tool, or I don't think we're going to be able to get to it very well. We also have this tool if we want to use it, but the old handy dandy, your little hand crank usually does it pretty well. So just go ahead and plug our air into the cylinder, and we'll add some air to the motor. Now I should be able to take a magnet and this hand tool, or take the spring loose. And by taking the spring off, I'm going to be able to go test it, but I got to make sure I know the install height. Go ahead and try to loosen up that lock a little bit. So it's always good practice when you got your valve cover up to make sure you plug these return holes, so in case you get something stupid like a little washer or something, that it just goes ahead and doesn't fall down inside of your motor. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, this little $25 Amazon thing, man, it did the trick right here. Check it out. Easy peasy, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Try to get that lock out. All right, grab these other 2. I can get to them. All right, so we got the second spring off too. So now we're just gonna have to take the retainer, and we're gonna check the install height. So we got our little install height checker little thing here, but I'm pretty sure it's 1.8, which is almost the same as the trick flow one. So I'm just gonna check, and you can see it's pretty much right at 1.8. And what I'm doing here is I gotta know the install height if Dave's just gonna check the accuracy of the spring rate. We will check both sides for sure. So it's going to be right at 1.8. Okay, so we're going to start taking this rope, and we're going to start shoving it in this cylinder. Not a whole lot of room in there, so kind of unwind it a little bit, make it a little bit straighter, and that way if those zip ties decided they wanted to give up, fill this whole cylinder up. That way you're not dealing with a drop valve, since I don't want to have my air compressor running all damn night. We stuck a good chunk of that rope in the #1 cylinder, and naturally you're not going to be using that rope in all the cylinders. It's just so I can take the springs out and check them. Just one of them old tricks that was taught to me back in the day. The valve ended up falling down. It would catch the rope, wouldn't fall all the way into the cylinder. It might save you a little bit of headache one day. So if you guys didn't know that was there, leave me a comment below, let me know what you think. It's kind of crazy. I thought it was crazy too when I first did it, but I mean, it works. So now we're gonna get our locks and our retainers together. Intake valve, that's our exhaust valve spring. We're gonna go get them checked. We know what the install height is now, so we'll have a good idea on what the open, closed, and to go see if our valve train is floating. If you have the means to do that or get it checked, you can check one cylinder and get a good idea of what the health of your springs are on your actual cylinder heads. Because I definitely think they was floating right around about 6,000, and they haven't been changed in a number of years. Good springs still, but we'll find out. Even though it's pretty warm outside, we're gonna head over to the dyno shop in my black car and get these valve springs checked out. Anytime I can get a chance to drive in my street car, I take that opportunity. Well, I wish I could work in air conditioning all day.
Bring your smiling ass face in here.
Hey, look, it's the stripper motor. Y'all remember that debacle? What you got going on here? Straight 6?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Warhead.
What is that thing? What does that say?
Cummins.
Oh, okay. 5.9?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I think it'll be a little bigger.
That's all yours, Jim?
Yeah. Found on road dead.
Well, it did get.
Why's it got to be like that, Steve?
It is found on road dead. You're a realist. You don't know.
Realist.
That bushing is not supposed to be hanging out of that connecting rod.
Oh man, look at that. This is the 408, the 410 that we had in the white car. Okay, so we brought the main studs to you so you can check bearing clearance on the crank, because the crankshaft seems to be okay. So we brought intake. I need to get another lock, by the way.
1050.
Yeah, the coil bond at what?
1050. And with 600 lift, they should be going in. I'm capable of about 490, 480 on over the nose, but they're set up way too loose.
Yeah. So the springs themselves probably.
They need like.
So it's either set these back up. Yeah. Valve springs are definitely one of those things on your car that could definitely rob you some horsepower. I've been keeping notes on my white car when the last time I messed with the valve springs, and it's been so long that it's pretty much a guarantee that there's something wrong with this set that's on there. And there's some valve springs out there that are much better for our application that we're going to be installing on the car on the channel. This video was just an update to keep you guys informed on what's going on with the white car and the racing and the program, as it's always one thing after another this year, seems like. But we're going to continue trying to get the car right, get the car back to where it was, and be competitive. I'm not going to quit on it. We're not going to give up. We're just going to keep grinding and make it happen. Got some good content coming up here on the channel. We're actually tonight heading out. We found this crazy Facebook pic of an engine block that you guys are going to have to stick around for this. It's going to be epic. You guys are going to have to check it out. We got that video coming out this week as well. Got some other content with the black car. Got an axle we're putting in. Got some mufflers we're putting in. I appreciate you guys for watching tonight. Check out that join button, become a member of the channel, get exclusive content to the channel. Outside of that, I just appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you soon in the next one.